Hi everyone, this is Michelle with Mental Health Sunday with Michelle. And for the new viewers, I am a posh mic reseller and I have an Instagram page at RoseQ Clothing CA. All right, so today I'm gonna try and actually have an ending to this video. So let's get right to it. Today I'm talking about agoraphobia. So agoraphobia is the word you use for anxiety where you're scared to like even leave the house or you avoid places or situations that might cause you to panic and make you feel trapped, helpless, or embarrassed. You avoid situations where you think you won't be able to escape or find help. So avoided situations examples are public transportations, bus, train, even an Uber, being in open spaces like a field or a park, enclosed spaces like elevators, standing in line or being in a crowd, being outside of the home alone. Sometimes you fear a situation because you think it will be embarrassing to leave this situation. For example, lunch with a friend or a line at the store. So, like me, the thought of being in line at a store and then walking out of that line because you forgot something or because you can't afford or whatever, that gives me anxiety. Like once I was in line, I would never leave no matter what. And it makes it really inconvenient too, like especially if you forgot something. Like I will legit like just pay and go home and go back to the store the next day for the thing that I forgot. So sometimes it's not just about like the fear of not being able to leave like at all. So you avoid these places or situations because like you don't want to have a panic attack or panic like sensations like sweating, shaking, stuff like that. And when you read online, it asks you like if it's dangerous. The only thing that really sucks about agoraphobia is that once you start avoiding places or situations, it just gets easier to avoid them. And then the more you avoid the situations, it's like you kind of isolate yourself, like for example, a party. Well, if you have agoraphobia, you don't want to go to a party, so you'll just avoid it, and stay home by yourself. And eventually that causes depression because then you're freaking lonely. Like, you're lonely as hell. You want to be with your friends, but at the same time, you have this thing inside you telling you that you're going to be embarrassed or ridiculed or, something's going to go freaking wrong, even though it's not. So for me, for example, I like new places scare me. I've done a lot of healing in the last year, so it's just not as bad. But before, like, I would go to the grocery store no problem because it's like my second home. But the idea of going to a new place, like let's say a library I've never been to, freaked me out. Like, and I would postpone until I just pretty much like forced myself or didn't have a choice to go. Just to realize that, hey, nothing's freaking happening. I'm fine. I'm good. The roof is not falling down on me. So if you end up in a situation that scares you or a place, you then become very anxious. So when that happens, your heart starts beating fast. You start sweating, shaking, breathing problems, you're feeling hot and cold, nausea, chest pain, problems swallowing, dizziness, or feel faint, or worse, you fear dying. So just a few examples of my experiences. One day I quit smoking 8 months ago, and I tried to quit for 2 years. So I wanted a vape to try and quit. So I went to the store with my friend. We walked in. There was only two guys there, cashiers, and the second I walked in, I like froze. Everything got tense. I started shaking, started sweating. I refused to make eye contact. I barely even talked to the guy. Like, you know, I should have asked questions and I didn't. I didn't care. I just wanted to buy it and get the hell out. And my friend just, he never understood my anxiety. And let's just say that night, like, he saw it. Like, we walked out of the store, and the second we walked out of the store, I like could breathe again. Like, legit, I felt so suffocated. And he legit told me, like, holy crap, like, I never knew your anxiety was that bad. And I was like, yep. And the same thing happened on the bus. And like, I was sitting there, and it was a long ride, and there was a lot of people around me, and there was it was really crowded. And again, I felt suffocated. I wanted to get out, and I couldn't wait for my stop. And then finally my stop got here, and I almost ran to the door. And the second I walked off the bus, I could finally breathe. Like, you literally would see me like catching my breath as if I was holding it the whole time. But I wasn't. I just felt like somebody was choking me out. So, and also, like, if it wasn't for my kids, I would hibernate every single day of my life. I don't like going places by myself. I've learned to, like, I have forced myself, like, I try to challenge myself to do things that scare me. So yeah, it's not as bad now, but yeah, you still struggle to go places by myself. Anyways, this is it. I will see you next time, next Sunday. Woohoo!